What if I told you that a few pictures, a sturdy little foam board, and a little bit of creativity could change your life? Over the years, I've used a vision board to manifest my exact job title at my dream company, 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, a paid trip to the Maldives, my dream apartment, and so much more. Not only has it given me my dream life, but it is also the tool that helps me stay on track and keep reminding me who I want to be in life. So let's jump into how to make a vision board that works. But before that, I will answer a few questions about making one, what a vision board is, and so many more things if you've never heard of this before. A vision board is basically a visual representation of what you want your dream life to look like. It has very specific goals, dreams, and it's a mixture of words, pictures, affirmations of what you want exactly from your life. They work because it forces you to think about what you want from your life, and looking at it is a constant reminder for you to build on good habits to reach those specific goals. After looking at it for a couple of weeks or months, your subconscious mind actually starts looking for opportunities that align with that goal, closing the gap between your current self and your future self. In very simple or practical terms, we humans have about 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts in our head every single day. What we eat, what we are doing, what to do tomorrow, what's going to happen in 10 years from now. And from a study, it was found out that about 80% of our thoughts are actually negative and 95% of our overall thoughts are actually repetitive, which means we tend to think about the same things over and over again. And by doing that, we are shutting ourselves from the possibilities of what an amazing life can look like. And for me personally, that's actually where a vision board has been super helpful, because every time I make one, suddenly I unlock a certain level in my life that I don't think I could have reached, and that's because it plants a seed in my head of what I can do. Okay, this is getting a little bit formal, so let's sit down and have a chat. So the very first time I made a vision board was actually in the beginning of 2021. I was doing an unpaid internship at that time. I was feeling very lost, didn't know what my next step should be, and I made a vision board because I had watched someone's video on it and how she manifested her dream life, and I thought, okay, this is insane. So my best friend and I at that time, we made a board, and in my board I had written content producer, and right under that I wrote magazine. And what's funny is that at that time, such a role did not really exist in my company or in the team that I was working in, so I just had this dream that I really wanted that role. I put that on my board and I continued working towards some kinds of dream and working really hard. And 10 months later, my ex-manager called me and said, okay, listen, we want to give you a full-time role, but I don't really know what to title it. So tell me what you want and we'll work towards it. And that's how I got a content producer role. And at that time, I remember my vision board was right next to my desk. Every single morning without fail, I would light a candle, open my laptop, and I would start working towards something, anything. And I would look at my board and just imagine. At that stage, did I know that things were going to come true? No, I had no idea. I just kept going, hoping that it would. While making that board, I'd also sent an email to myself saying paid travel opportunity, and I pretty much screenshotted that subject line and put that on the board. About 7 months after I made that board, so let's say September of 2021, got a call saying that there is a travel opportunity to go to the Maldives. That same year, I also got paid to go to the Maldives and create content for 4 days. I stayed in the most luxurious villas. I had the most insane experience. And in 2022, I made my second vision board and I put a picture of this apartment that I'd seen, and I remember how just looking at that picture made me feel. Exactly a year later, I moved into my dream studio apartment. It had the exact wooden floors that I wanted and the high ceiling and so many things, and it just reminded me how powerful this tool really can be. I'm a very strong believer of your thoughts and your subconscious mind and the universe basically conspiring to give you what you want in your life, but to get there, you have to be aligned, which means your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, all has to be one. A vision board can be a great starting point to get there. A vision board that works needs to have 3 important things: intention, very specific goals, and emotion. So first and foremost, before you start working on your vision board and getting very specific with the goals, you need to ask yourself, what's my intention for the coming year? And what is my intention with making this vision board? What do I want to achieve and how does it make me feel? Your intention is kind of like a personal vision statement for yourself. My vision statement in my life is to always stay authentic and be grateful for everything that I have. But if I have to share my intention for this year, it is to break barriers while staying authentic. Now, if you don't have an intention as such, or if you've never really really thought about it, one of the best ways to start is to literally close your eyes and imagine what an ideal day in your life looks like. What are the kind of books that you're reading? What are the habits that you have? What does your morning routine look like? And what's the relationship that you have with yourself? What do you feel when you look at yourself in the mirror? When you spend some time thinking about these questions, you will already have an idea of what you want your life to be like. And from that, you can actually pick out certain categories. That is like, okay, this is what I want my health to look like. It can look like working out thrice a week or eating healthy breakfast every morning. Or this is what I want my career to look like, very slow mornings. Or for someone else, it can actually be very busy mornings. So the first step, set a clear intention. Once you have your intention is when you get super specific with your goal. I cannot stress enough on this, and every single person who makes a vision board will tell you about the importance of being extremely specific. What is the exact house that you want? The exact job title? The exact amount of money that you want? Most of the time, you'll start noticing one or two things coming true. And the more specific it is, the easier it is to catch those things. And a vision board is all about trusting that process. So the minute you see something come true, it builds your confidence, which makes you want to work even harder on the rest of your goals. So get very specific, and it's scary to hope for something because if it doesn't come true, you might be upset. But the best part is just because it doesn't happen in 6 months or 1 year does not mean it's not going to happen. Sometimes you just need a little bit more time to be prepared for something to happen. So in my 2021 vision board, I had also put 10,000 YouTube subscribers as one of my goals. That year, I made no videos. Obviously, I did not hit 10,000 subscribers, but in 2023, I started posting videos and I hit 10,000 subscribers in 3 months. So a vision board is not really a magic tool. It just happens to be something that helps you visualize where you want to be. Without consistent and intentional effort, you won't get what you want. After you've written down all your goals, you're going to get into the very fun bit, visualizing and feeling it. Now, this is the step that not a lot of people actually talk about, and it kind of surprises me. But before you start making a vision board, you need to close your eyes and literally visualize every single thing that you've written. And after you've visualized it and you can feel that feeling of achieving all your dreams, go on Pinterest, type out exactly what you're looking for and look for images that evoke that same feeling. And if you see something that calls out for you, that's the image that you want to use. The more aligned you can get with the pictures and the visuals, the better it is for you. I have 4 categories in my vision board. The first that I've written down is career and big dreams. This is basically the overall dream that I have for myself. And what's the big goal here? What's the vision that I have? The second that I've written is social media. What I want my weekly average goal to look like, how many YouTube subscribers I want. So I'm going to get very specific in here. The third category is life and hobbies. This is basically how I want my leisure and quality time to be. So it can be spending time with my family, learning something new. And the fourth and the final category for me is fitness and well-being. What do I want my skincare routine to be like? How do I want to dress? How do I want to feel in my body? These are my 4 pillars, which I have further broken down into very specific goals. So I'm actually going to show you a few examples of things that I've added on my vision board. This is how I want to look by next year. And she's also dark-skinned, which when I look at, I can see myself. If I'm going to be super honest, this isn't really on my wish list as such, but I saw this picture and it kind of called me. It's got floor to ceiling windows, and when I saw that, I knew I wanted it on my board. This next section of pictures is basically the way I want to dress and I want to feel and I want to look for next year. It's actually a picture of Jasmine Tookes. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I always kind of struggle with dressing up and looking like the most chic version of myself, so I've downloaded a lot of pictures of her. I've also added a picture of business class because by next year, I hope I make enough money to fly business class like it's nothing. These are pictures of how I kind of want my life to look like next year, which is quality time with family. I want to read a lot. I want slow mornings. This is Premiere Pro, the software that I use to edit. A reminder for me to put my best creative work out there along with a vision board. Equally important and just as powerful are your affirmations and specific words that you want to use. I don't want to show what's in mine, but this is pretty much my list of affirmations. Recently, financially, I've been going through a little bit of stress, so I wrote an affirmation. Every day, I become more organized and intentional with my spending. Now, this is an affirmation to remind myself that I have to be intentional and I have to be organized. Some of my creative suggestions for making a vision board would be to print off all the images in very similar sizes so that your vision board looks cohesive. Another little tip is to print off all your affirmations in one page and kind of keep it very similar sizes unless there is something that you want to stand out. For foam boards, I suggest using white. It's just clean, but you can also use that cork board. I think that's what it's called. I have a very specific vision for this year, which is my breakthrough is here and I welcome it with open arms. I'm stepping in a new level of success and abundance. Is it going to happen? Maybe, maybe not, God knows, but whatever it is, I am prepared for all the good things that life has to offer. I kind of want to show you this one picture. It's such a simple picture of a girl just on her bed reading a book. But this is how I want to live, you know, just chilling, reading books, just lounging around, just relaxed. So although it looks like just a girl reading a book, like it kind of signifies just the peace of mind she's in and the phase of my life I want to be in. While I'm making a vision board, I also want to share a few do's and don'ts. One of the biggest don'ts that I personally want to share is don't put something that doesn't mean anything to you. If you're going to clutter your vision board with a lot of random things, you will have one that does not evoke any emotion in you, and emotion is the biggest and the most important thing according to me. Could be different for different people. This might be a little bit of a red flag for someone else to hear me say, but don't set goals that are super unrealistic right away. If you're generally a skeptic, you might want to just put anything and like challenge yourself or whatever. When you set smaller but actionable goals, what happens is that you see that come true, makes your belief in vision boarding and manifestation a lot stronger. So for your first year or for your first vision board, I would mix it up with a few very ambitious goals, but also some that you know is quite easy for you to get with a little bit of hard work. And once you build up your confidence, then aim as high as you want. So since this is my fourth vision board, I've put in some crazy things in there because I kind of trust myself to get it at some point in my life. Your life can change 180 within a few months, so don't give up. This is the aftermath of making a vision board. I have finally made one. I feel super happy. I think it took about like 6 to 8 hours from just like writing down all my goals to categorizing them and now making the actual vision board. I'm super happy with how it looks. There are things that I've put which are way beyond, I think, what people perceive of me, and I'm scared that if I put it out, I'm gonna get some like negative comment which will just ruin my mood. A year from now, let's actually come back and update each other on what we've achieved and what we've got so far. I know this video is going live in September and this is a vision board for 2025. I highly suggest you take the next couple of months to kind of prep for it and start working on very small habits to get there. I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you are new here, make sure to check out some of my recent videos and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Bye!